Hey parents, Mr. Jim here, and guess what? All of Mr. Jim podcasts, yes, I'm talking kids short stories, kids animal stories, Biology Squad, bedtime stories, all of them are now available on Storybutton. Storybutton is my invention that I invented to make it easier for kids to listen to podcasts, their favorite stories, off of screens. Parents, you know how it goes of putting kids to bed, maybe having to use your phone or an iPad to listen to stories. Well, we want to put that to an end and make it easier for you all to listen to audio stories off of a screen. Storybutton is a device that connects to your internet to freely access all of the great kids podcasts available in our library. Go to storybutton.com to learn more. And when you order today, you can save $20 and get free shipping at storybutton.com.
Hello, critter protectors. Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go!
On the last episode, we met our mystery critter named Allegro, who enjoyed the quiet life in her woodpile. She would much rather just build her home, or hunting traps for that matter, than be bothered by anyone else in the forest. The only problem was, she had just laid her eggs. Oh yeah, and a wolf spider was on the prowl. Oh dear. Well, if you're just jumping in now, you gotta make sure that you've listened to the last episode, because this is a mystery episode where you gotta solve the clues. And there's a bunch of clues in episode 1. Let's see what happens next.
Well, hello. Looks like it's my lucky day,
said the wolf spider.
I also see you're laying eggs. Mind if I take a few for myself?
Allegra knew that she couldn't let the wolf spider take her eggs. She also knew that she had a pretty good chance of scaring them off.
No, you may not take my eggs,
she replied. The wolf spider laughed.
You're no match for me. I am much larger and stronger than you. I'm Figaro, don't you know?
Allegro paused for a moment. She heard that name before.
Oh yes,
she thought. Figaro was a well-known spider in the wood chip pile. He was known for sneaky ways. It's quite literally what his name meant. He was an unscrupulous intruder. Holy smokes, who wrote that? That's a ginormous word. Or, I guess in other words, a spider who doesn't care about the rules. Ooh, that's not good. He had his own sly little ways. Allegro knew Figaro was right about how big he was, and he was definitely not one to be messed with. But she also knew he hadn't quite figured out just who she actually was. Allegro quickly spun a special web around her eggs, a web that was incredibly strong and sticky. When Figaro tried to grab an egg, he got stuck. And not just a little bit stuck, like really, really stuck.
Well, I told you that you couldn't have my eggs.
Oh, you'll pay for this, for sure, little black spider. You will pay for this.
Figaro growled and struggled to free himself from the web, but it was no use. Allegro's web was too strong. And even though the wolf spider was a little closer to Allegro now that he was stuck in her web, he still hadn't noticed something very special about her. A few hours went by and Figaro continued to struggle. He pulled his legs, tried spinning his body, and he only got more and more stuck. All while Allegro sat cozy above him with her egg sac safe and sound. As a bit more time went on by, Allegro decided to give Figaro a little bit more of a clue who she was.
He's definitely afraid of me now that he's trapped, but I better make sure he knows not to come back around here once I set him free,
Allegro thought. She had considered eating him up now that he was in her trap, but she also knew that letting him go would help spread the word that she was not to be messed with. Allegro slowly lowered herself down towards Figaro.
Well, are you bored yet? Or are you having fun all stuck in my web?
Allegro teased him a little bit.
Come on. You know I could gobble you up if I even got halfway freed from this sticky web.
Well, is that right?
Allegro responded and slowly turned her body around while hanging in mid-air. As soon as Figaro got a look at her back, he gasped.
You're the most venomous spider in North America. You're more toxic than a rattlesnake!
What Figaro saw was an intricate red design on the back of Allegro's body. It was bold and very pretty and the shape of a violin. It was a warning sign to all, and for many, the dead giveaway of what exactly Allegro is. Well, did you guess it? Did you guess what kind of critter that Allegro is? Allegro? Yes, I think we can knock out that is a type of spider because all of the webbing and the stickiness and the silkiness. Oh yeah, definitely a spider. But now we know quite a bit about what kind of spider she is. Allegro is? You nailed it, a black widow spider. And Figaro is right. She not only has 15 times more toxicity than a rattlesnake. Wow, she is one of the most venomous spiders in the entire world. Figaro struggled some more in hopes of freeing himself from her web, but as he wiggled, Allegro snipped him free. Ah! Figaro ran away screaming. That wolf spider never even looked back. Phew! Allegro breathed a sigh of relief and returned to her web. For the next few weeks, she guarded her eggs. She patiently stood watch, ready to defend them against any other predators. And when the eggs finally hatched, Allegro was there to teach her spiderlings how to hunt and survive in the wild. For being such a solitary little spider, she sure did enjoy having some little babies to keep her company, even if it was just for a little while. And that's the story of Allegro, the black widow spider who protected her eggs and her spiderlings with her web spinning skills and her bravery. Oh, and that red violin picture on the back of her body. The end. Great job. You listened all the way to the end, and it's time for some Critter Protector shout-outs. I want to say hey to Kane from Florida, Notrix and Lexin from Iowa, Joshua from the UK, Liam and Cora from Massachusetts, Archer from Tennessee, and Jude from Arkansas. I'm so glad that you're all critter protectors. We could not protect all the critters in the world and in our backyards without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure.